Hey Exiles, 3.29 is coming and everyone is already looking for their league starters. So today, I'm checking out one of the strongest candidates from the last league, Elemental Hit Slayer, or as the thumbnail would suggest, Haaland, Haaland, Haaland. The question is simple. Should you start him? Let's have a look. No fluff. Elemental Hit is pretty straightforward. Every attack chooses an element, fire, cold, or lightning. It then avoids choosing the same element twice in a row. For this build, that works really well with elemental equilibrium. But honestly, the important part is much simpler. You hit fast, you move fast, and once the area of effect starts coming together, you clear a lot of the screen. You start with Spectral Throw, then at level 12 you switch to Elemental Hit, and from there, that is basically your skill. No major swap halfway through the campaign, no complicated transition. You get Elemental Hit and you keep going. I like that. For a league starter, I want the campaign to be simple. I do not want to constantly check a guide to find out whether I should now be using a completely different skill. The main thing is that the build seems to do well with speed. It stacks a lot of attack speed, and you feel that not only when attacking, but when moving as well. Whirling Blades gets faster, the whole build starts moving faster, and for campaign progression, that is a big positive. It's not necessarily about deleting every boss in 2 seconds, it is about getting through the campaign quickly and smoothly, and this looks good at that. The other big strength is area of effect. Slayer gives you extra strike range and more area, and for a melee build, that matters a lot because there's nothing worse than standing beside an enemy, swinging your weapon, and somehow hitting nothing. As the build progresses, the range improves, the area gets bigger, and the clear should keep getting better into maps. That is probably the part I like most. It looks like a build that actually improves in how it feels, not just the damage number. Now the weapons are also interesting. You're not really looking for the biggest physical damage number. What you mainly care about is a fast weapon base and attack speed. That is good because it keeps the upgrade process relatively simple. You can even set up your loot filter before the league to highlight the right bases. See fast weapon, check attack speed, move on. But there are some weaknesses. The first one is mana. The build attacks very quickly, which also means it burns through your mana very quickly. So during the campaign, you need to keep your mana flasks upgraded. And you actually need to press it, otherwise you have built a very fast character who's standing still. The other weakness is single target damage, at least early on. I would not expect this to be some ridiculous campaign boss killer. The build looks much stronger in speed and clear. Boss damage should be fine, but probably not the main reason you choose it. And there are a couple of things you need to get right. Elemental equilibrium is important, so you cannot just add random elemental damage and expect everything to work. And apparently, do not use multi-strike, which is exactly the kind of mistake I would normally make. See more damage, put it in, wonder why the build suddenly feels terrible. So although the build itself looks simple, I would still follow the setup properly. The progression is straightforward, but there are a few things you do not want to get wrong. So, strengths: fast campaign, simple skill progression, good clear, good area, and plenty of room to scale into the endgame. Weaknesses: mana can be annoying early. Single target may not be amazing during the campaign, and you need to pay attention to a few specific mechanics. So, what's the verdict? Should you start Haaland? Right now, he is on the shortlist. I'm not locking anything in before 3.29 patch notes, but as a league starter, I can definitely see the appeal. The build looks fast, the progression makes sense, and you can take it from level 12 all the way to proper endgame investment. The biggest question for me is probably just this: do I want to play melee? Because if the answer is yes, Elemental Hit Slayer looks like a very strong option. For now, Haaland stays in the squad, but once the patch notes arrive, we will see if he actually starts. See you in the next one. Haaland, Haaland, Haaland,